Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Book Talks with Yo, or if you're new here, welcome in general. And it feels so weird saying this out loud after so much time, but anyway, my name is Yoanna, and today I'm sharing with you where I have been for the past few months. So it is already the end of January, and I feel like the past few months of 2021 just went gone in a flash. Well, not exactly a flash, but the year is over. It's a new year, and I guess we have to roll with it. But don't worry, this is not one of the New Year, New Me videos.
I'm not making one of those.
It's just I just wanted to come here and explain to you why I haven't uploaded anything in, well, a few months. It's been like 4 months. I don't want to count them. I don't even want to know. But yeah, I just wanted to come here and explain what has been going on, where I have been, and why I just haven't been active. I haven't forgotten this channel. It's just been, well, it's a long story, but I guess this is what this video is for. And today I'm just going to talk about, I don't know, imposter syndrome, about burnout, about general exhaustion, about sadness, and a few other stuff. And to be honest, I've been trying to film this since November, but I wasn't in the right mental space, I wasn't in the right headspace to just sit down and do this thing. I've been trying. I have a few failed attempts, but it was just not working. I don't think I was at a point where I've realized fully what was happening or where I've healed enough to talk about it, but here I am now, and today I'm going to talk about all those stuff, and don't worry, I promise I won't make it too sappy. So I must have mentioned that back in March I started working as a beta reader slash freelance editor almost on a whim, and I guess luck was on my side because at some point my efforts did pay off, my hard work did pay off, and somewhere in the middle of summer, I think it was June or July to be precise, I was able to quit my other part-time job and devote myself to my orders. And I was pumped. I was so excited. Honestly, I still am, because this is a dream come true and I've always wanted to do this. But some other things started happening and I started working a lot of time, which at first wasn't bothering me because I did enjoy it, and well, I still do enjoy it, but at some point imposter syndrome started kicking in, it started settling, and it made me feel like a fraud, to be honest. Who was I to think that I was good enough at this? Who was I? I was no writer, no editor. I couldn't do it. I wasn't good enough. I was simply a fraud. I was pretending that I knew what I was doing. This is what my imposter syndrome was telling me. And at that point, I didn't know that those two were separate voices. I thought this was just me realizing what was happening and not just this voice that you shouldn't listen to. And I think at some point I just left my writing behind even because I couldn't do this. I stopped reading, which is weird because, you know, reading slumps are one thing, but a 3-month long is something I've never experienced before. And it's not exactly that I stopped reading, because being an editor kind of implies you have to read, but I just didn't find joy in it anymore. And to be honest, I stopped finding joy in a lot of things that previously would have made me happy. And at that point, in summer, I was back in Bulgaria to visit my family for the summer holidays. But I was even just spending time with my loved ones was not bringing me any joy. I was feeling overwhelmed, and I was constantly thinking about how much work I need to do. And I had pre-filmed some videos before coming to Bulgaria, and I really wanted to share with them. I also filmed a few videos in the summer that I was so excited to share with you. But every time I sat down to edit, I felt this crippling anxiety that nothing I did was good enough, that it wasn't worth it to be shared with people. And don't get me wrong, as a perfectionist, this is not something I'm experiencing for the first time. I know this feeling very well, but for the first time, it felt like it was stronger than me. Fast forward a few months, and I came back to Scotland for the beginning of my new semester. And for some reason at that point, I thought that I had dealt with my problems, that I've realized them and they were in the past. Actually, even more, I was so excited to be even more productive. I've set so many goals for myself, and I was like, yeah, this we are ending 2021 strong. We're gonna be very productive, and I think this is where things started really going south. At first, it wasn't actually bad. It started very nicely. I met many new people that I am very grateful for. I still talk to today, and I got close to some other people that I just can't imagine not hanging out with now. But yeah, I was also studying really interesting new modules at uni. I was exploring new possibilities for my writing. I started going to the gym. I went back to the gym again, which I hadn't done the whole summer, and just generally, I felt happy. But underneath this, a rather unhealthy pattern started emerging. I was having more and more work, and the deadlines for those orders were becoming tighter and tighter. There was more to be done for my degree, and on top of this, I decided to start a new side hustle, a second side hustle, which, don't get me wrong, I knew that I was busy enough already, but it was a great opportunity, still is a great opportunity. I just didn't want to miss it. So yeah, and I was also trying to hang out with my friends, not cancel plans, be there for everyone. And if you do the calculations, 24 hours is just not enough to fit all of this, but I didn't see this as a problem. I decided that 3 hours of sleep per night for months on end was okay. I thought that forgetting to eat because I was too busy was normal. That being crying every day was also okay. That just meant I was emotional for some reason. And I thought that me being tired all the time just meant that I was weak. I was not doing enough. I could be better. I thought that closing myself in and just not sharing anything with my loved ones, trying to even push them away, was also understandable because I didn't want to worry them. And I thought that that was all part of the process, that you have to hustle to achieve what you want, and that all of this was just a normal thing, and that everyone was going through something like this. I thought that it was okay, and that went on for months and months and months, and I didn't see any problem in this. Somewhere in the middle of all this, November came, and as any other year before, I really wanted to participate in NaNoWriMo and film my weekly writing vlogs, but it wasn't working. I did try to film, I have some footage, but it was just not the same. I couldn't recognize myself in those videos. So, it's actually the 8th of November today, and still haven't written a lot of words. But yeah, let me just update you a bit because it's been very hectic, and this is not like any NaNoWriMo that I've ever had before. My energy was not there. It was so forced and artificial. It didn't feel like me, and this is not what I want to show people. I couldn't pretend that I was okay and that everything was going on perfectly when I felt like I was just falling apart, that nothing was working. And even worse of all is that I couldn't even write. I was trying to write, but it wasn't working, which I think is what hit me the hardest, because I at some point I thought that I was so tired, so exhausted, that I had lost all creativity, all inspiration, and I couldn't even write, which is this is what I do. And every other time in my life that I've felt emotional or I've had problems, I've turned to writing, and it has helped me before. But it was a time that I couldn't even write, and I went to so many cafes trying to write, but nothing was helping. And I was rewatching my own advice about how to find inspiration to write, but it was just not it. The sentences were coming dull and just forced. My characters they weren't multi-layered, they were just flat, and they weren't listening to me. I couldn't even read my dialogues without cringing, and I just felt very lost at that point. And I just decided to leave the idea aside and continue with my work, because apparently I could no longer write. This is around the time where some of my friends, and this I know that this came from a place of love, and it wasn't coming from a bad place. They had no way of knowing what was going on, what was happening to me. But yeah, some of my friends started asking me, "Oh, what's happening with the channel? Why haven't you uploaded anything else? Have you abandoned the channel?" And that made me feel so bad because clearly I was not doing enough. I was disappointing my friends. They believed in me, and I was not doing enough. And maybe I could do more. I could work more. I could do my two side hustles, and I could also do my channel, and I could achieve high grades at uni, go out with my friends. I was just not finding the right way. I was not good enough. And then on the other hand, some other people also coming, I know that it's coming from a place of love. I'm not judging them at all. This is actually, I know that it's not coming from a bad place. But yeah, some other of my friends started telling me how good I was doing, how I was crushing it, how I was so productive. I was the productivity queen, and how they were inspired by me or something like this. And weirdly, that made me feel even worse. I felt like I was suffocating because I couldn't take a break. I would disappoint them. My friends thought that I was doing okay, so apparently I should continue the same way. And then at the same time, deadlines for both assignments at uni and orders were just crushing me. It was just so much work, and it was all at the same time. I just felt like there was no end of this. At some point, I was working for like 14 or 15 hours per day, and I had stopped doing almost anything else. I was just sleeping for 3 hours, eating whenever I remembered, and then all of it was working either for uni or for my editing thing or for my other side hustle. And at this point, I just felt like I was in this endless cursed circle, and I could never break the cycle. I could never stop doing this. This was all I could do, which is, now it sounds really weird, but at that point, this is how I felt, this is how I saw things. And I remember telling myself that, oh, it will be just one more busy week and then we will have some rest. But that never ended, and that one more hard week turned into a month and then months, until I finally broke down in the middle of December. And it's funny because I remember the exact moment, the full reality of things really hit me. So I was getting ready for an early Christmas brunch with some of my friends before we all left Dundee for the Christmas holidays. And I liked my outfit that day, and I was trying to take a picture before I left, but it was just not working. And I remember, like, as I said, I vividly remember looking at this picture and seeing this really sad smile on my face. And while I was taking the picture, I thought that I was faking it okay. I looked happy, but no, it was just this really sad and forced smile, and I just looked tired, and I just looked miserable. And honestly, I looked like I had aged with at least 5 years in the past month, or even not month, the past 2 weeks or something like this. And that really scared me. And that also made me feel like I wasn't faking it that well. People probably knew that I was breaking, that I was falling apart. And another thing is that it was the middle of December, so it was Christmas period. I haven't started listening to Christmas songs, which is very telling for me, because I'm someone who starts listening to Christmas songs as soon as November rolls in. So middle of December, no Christmas songs, no Christmas mood, was a big red flag for me. But I'll cut the long story short and just say that from there on, it was a better path. I started healing, I started sleeping. I still remember the first day I slept for 8 hours. In the morning I cried because I was so happy, which is a very weird thing to say, but this is how I felt. And yeah, I started taking some time off. I realized that in order to be productive, I actually needed this time off to recharge and to feel like a person again. And I fully realized this quote that you can't pour from an empty cup. I've become an empty cup, and it was just not working for me. So yeah, I started doing this, and I'm not saying that my mindset magically changed overnight. It wasn't a Christmas miracle. No, I'm still learning, but this is a very big goal for me in 2022, to just find a better balance in life, generally in everything, but more specifically in my work to life ratio. because this is a very crucial thing apparently. I know that there will be again busy days or busy weeks, and I will feel down again. This is all part of life, and I know that it is normal, and I am expecting this. But I also know that I will be a lot better in listening to my body when it tells me that I need to just stop and take a step back sometimes. I will make sure I have rest days, and I'll make sure that when I give 100% of myself, I know why I'm doing this, and I know that I still need to put myself as a priority and my mental health and my health in general. And yeah, as I said, it is a learning process, and I am happy to be on it. I hope that I will be just better in general this year. But yeah, so far now I feel a lot more recharged, I feel inspired, and I'm ready to do a lot more new creative things that I'll be so happy and so excited to share with you. So hopefully there will be a lot of new videos coming up soon. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry if I made it too sappy. I hope it wasn't. I was trying to keep it brief, because honestly I was finding it very difficult still to talk about this, but I really wanted to share it with you and tell you what has been going on and why I haven't been here. But yeah, I also want to tell you that I have a few new videos coming up soon, so yeah, please stay tuned, and hopefully I'll see you all next time. Until then, have a smiley week. Bye!